video. I had some inquiries on um, my supplementation with vitamin D3, and I want to just come in and do a little quick update for those who had questions about vitamin D3 deficiency. And I just kind of wanted to update you guys on what's going on with me. I've done other videos, but I haven't really talked a whole lot about what's going on currently with my vitamin D3 levels. But anyway, before I get into talking about the vitamin D3, I want to read a scripture. It says, "Beloved, I wish above all things." Oh, I'm sorry. This comes from 3rd John chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers." Okay, guys, so for those of us who, those of you who have a relationship with God or higher power, um, I believe it's the Creator's will that we prosper and be in good health. And when I say prosper, I'm not just talking about materialistically, I'm talking about overall in all areas, because we weren't put here to suffer. That's not my belief, that's just not my belief. But anyway, sometimes there is suffering, and sometimes we do get in tune with ourselves through suffering, but that's not God's overall will for us to just suffer. I believe it's His will that we be in good health and prosper and, do what we were put on this earth to do. Okay? Okay, without further ado, I'm going to talk about my journey. As many of you know who watched the earlier videos on vitamin D deficiency, I was in a very low place, and even in making those videos, you can tell a big difference in my skin then and now. And it was a very traumatic time, and I guess it's been probably a year or so ago that I woke up in the middle of the night with panic attacks, and I had been tired. I didn't have any energy, and I had all this weird stuff going on in my digestive tract. I had numbness and tingling in my joints and limbs, and just a ringing in my ears. I had a lot of weird stuff going on. And I went to my I ended up going to the emergency room several times, and then I went to my primary care physician, and they couldn't find anything. I went to a cardiologist. He didn't find anything. He seemed to think that it was anxiety. And so I'm like, no, it's something wrong. Well, they did finally discover that my iron was low. And at that time, I was still having a cycle, and it was pretty heavy. And I had become deficient in iron. But anyway, I started taking iron supplements, and I started on vitamin D3 because at that time I was already taking vitamin D3 on and off, but I didn't really take it every day. Didn't think I really needed it every day. So I started supplementing with iron, B12, vitamin D3, and I modified my diet a lot. I did a lot of green salads. I would do salmon. That's the only type of meat I did, was salmon or sardines or whatever. I did a lot. I did a lot of green smoothies. To try to, get my health back on track, because I had been working a very stressful job. And at that time I had been, I didn't have a job any longer. I've been working as a therapist, but it was very stressful, guys. And so I know I wasn't really taking good care of myself as well. But I do know that I started taking the vitamin D3, and it wasn't this particular brand, and I started having energy along with the iron and the D3. I started getting, some energy back. I wasn't 100 because I still had a lot of symptoms going on, but gradually over time things started getting better. But for those who were asking about dosage of vitamin D3, you really have to listen to your body. And what I learned in my journey and doing research, that if you're gonna take vitamin D3, you need to supplement with magnesium and K2, because those are the cofactor that help the vitamin D3 to work in your body like it's supposed to. So here a year later, I'm doing much better now, but I did do some modifications to my diet. I did do some modification to my exercising, because at first I was afraid to exercise because of everything that was going on. And so I have been exercising daily, guys, since July. Well, actually, I started exercising, um, back exercising, because I had been exercising, but then everything started happening, so I stopped. But then I started exercising probably 3 days a week in July. And then October 19th, I started doing a daily 30-minute workout every day to try to strengthen my body. And I know that, I was able to get back into my workout routine and do all these things because this here was the vitamin D3 was helping to strengthen my body. And vitamin D3 is not just a vitamin, guys, it's a hormone, and it is connected to every cell in your body. Vitamin D3. But I did learn that magnesium, you need, if a person's going to take vitamin D3, they may want to supplement with magnesium since it's a cofactor. But I learned that through a lot of research and joining vitamin D3 groups of people who were deficient. I learned a lot about supplementation. And so the other thing that a person would need to supplement with is K2, because the K2 ensures that the vitamin D3 gets to the joints and get to the places it need to get and not get lodged in your arteries. Because what vitamin D3, it will help raise calcium levels as well, which is good for your bone health. But you do not want calcium in your arteries, so that's why you have to take the K2, which I can't give you guys medical advice. I can't do that, but I'm just telling you what I did. I learned that I had to take K2 as well. Now, people have different opinions on whether to take the K2, but most of the research that I've done, it advises that K2 need to be supplemented as well. But to make a long story short, I started with 5,000, which, like I said, I've always taken, but I never took 5,000. I may take 2,500, and I didn't take it every day because I didn't think I needed it every day. I really didn't, but I learned better. And I did have my levels checked, guys, and they weren't optimum. At the time I had my vitamin D levels checked, they were like 5,000. They were at 50. And I think the therapeutic range was like 50 to 80 or something like that for that particular lab. But I learned through research that most naturopaths would advise that you be at least 80 to be optimum, for your body to function optimum. So I continue to take 10,000 a day, which I found out is a therapeutic dose for me. The other thing I also found out is that at times, if I feel like I need to supplement with 20, I'll take 20 for maybe 3 days or 4 days, and then I'll get back to my regular dose. I have done that. Long story short, I'm doing much better, guys. I'm not totally symptom free, but I'm headed that way. And I think the combination of taking the vitamins and being able to get the energy to get back on track and exercise, all that is important. All that is important, the exercise regimen. And what I did, guys, I started, I think, probably with doing maybe 10 minutes a day. I did what I could, 15 minutes a day, because there's videos all day long on YouTube where you can get 5-minute workout, 10-minute workout, but start somewhere is my point. And it's going to be hard at first. It was hard for me to get started, but if any way possible and you can move, do something, because if you sit there, you're just gonna kind of ruminate on everything that's going on. But once you get up and get moving and start doing, it's actually gonna help your body produce more endorphins, which is what they call the happy hormone. Just movement produces those endorphins, and the more you do, the better you're gonna eventually feel. Your mood is gonna change along with your body. But the goal is not so much about the body. The goal is more about the mind and healing. I mean outward appearance. The goal is more, I'm sorry. The goal for me, I can't speak for everyone else, was more about my healing and feeling better, and having a better mood, and I tell you, it really made a big difference. And here we are in March, and from October, I've exercised every day, and I'm not telling everybody to do, because it wasn't hard. I mean, it wasn't. It was light to moderate. It hadn't been a lot of high intensity, but exercise, but most of it's been low to moderate. But it has made a difference. And if you can get in 10 minutes a day, whatever you can do, do that. Because I had totally resigned to being in my chair because I didn't have the energy. And then when I did get the energy because of what was going on in my body, I'm like, well, I don't know if I need to exercise. I don't know if I'm in shape enough. But what I learned, I could do something. And there was a lot of walk videos on that I watched, and that I started to do. And this is coming from a person who was very familiar with exercising. I mean, since I had my first child, I've always tried to exercise, But I kind of got off track and just wasn't taking care of myself. But to get back on task with the vitamin D3, my start was 5. Some people may have to start lower. Just listen to your body. And, if you've been to the doctor and, you checked out, and, you can ask to have your vitamin D3 levels checked like I did, and see if they're low. And mine, they thought at that point, because I had already started supplementing, they said this was fine. But I had learned through research that my vitamin D3 levels needed to be 80 or better. So I continued to supplement. And it made a huge improvement of my skin, because if you look at my skin now, and my hair is different, I've kind of let my gray come out, guys. And go back to the first video I think I made about vitamin D, you will see a huge improvement. And a lot of that is due to my supplementation. And one thing I found out, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent with your health care regimen. If you're going to take magnesium, I found out that it has to build up in your system for you to experience the therapeutic benefits of it. And if you don't choose to take magnesium, you may want to, get it through diet. If you can do enough leafy green salads or green smoothies, or, but make sure, it's organic. And I can't sit here and tell you that I always eat organic. That's when I supplement. And I know even organic, they're saying now that we still don't have enough of the nutrients in the soil. So, so with that being said, guys, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna come back in and talk about some of the other supplements that I'm taking that help with stress. The magnesium is good. It'll help with the insomnia. It helped me with my insomnia. It helped with the panic attacks. It helped with the anxiety. It didn't go away all at once, but it started to minimize the symptoms where I could get some rest. And I was just so sleep deprived because I was afraid to go to sleep. I would be sleepy, but I was afraid to go to sleep because I would wake up anxious and with all this other stuff going on. So I'm like, it was very trying to say the least. So I really empathize, with people who are going through this deficiency. It's really hard. It's hard, but if you just keep doing what you're doing, keep going to your doctor, get your levels checked, do what you know to do, to get those levels up. And, most of all, don't worry, don't obsessively worry, or replace that worry with doing something proactive. And if you start doing some things that's proactive, then that is going to eliminate a lot of that worry. And you know, a lot of my help come from my relationship with the Lord. You know, guys, I mean, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have hung in there without prayer and, you know, just staying close to the Lord. A lot of the um, information I feel that I got, I was prompted to go look at this and go look at that. For those of you who have a relationship, I was prompted to do it. So I learned about vitamin deficiencies. I learned a lot through this process. And I'm thankful because, you know, I didn't learn all this for myself. I learned it so I could share with other people, you know, that's going through this, because God knows it's hard. But, you know, like I say, you know, just start where you can. Start with the supplementation and just be consistent. You know, if you have to document what you're doing every day, document what you're doing. Even I start documenting my diet, my blood pressure, and all of that, guys. I document it every day. And then I start kind of feeling better, and I stopped documenting as much. But being consistent with your supplements. And then once you're consistent with that, then you kind of step out and do something else. Like you may want to start your exercising 2 or 3 days a week with some light to moderate. Maybe you can only do 15 minutes or 10 minutes, but start somewhere. But like I said, don't overwhelm yourself trying to do everything at one time, because that's just put more stress on your body. Start with your supplements, stay consistent, and then if you can start easing your little workout regimen in, do that. You know, whatever it takes to put you in the right frame of mind to heal. If that means reading your Bible, if you're a Christian, if that means, you know, for whatever religion you are, whatever your source of help, wherever your source come from, you know what I mean? I can't speak for everybody, but start with, you know, your spiritual disciplines, you know, whatever that is. If it's prayer, you know, if it's meditation, you know, whatever. But then being consistent with your supplements. But take that stress off the mind and begin to let your body relax, because the body will heal itself once it's in a relaxed state. But if it's under constant stress, it's difficult for it to heal. And that's where the supplementation help. With me, the magnesium helped relieve a lot of that anxiety that the health issues were causing, just being worried. I mean, it just kind of took some of the stressors out. The vitamin D3, they're finding that it helped with depression, because they tell depressed people go out in the sun. What is in the sun? Vitamin D, vitamin D3. I mean, vitamin D. I don't know. The D3 is I think comes from, I want to say an animal source. I'm not sure, guys. You have to check on that. But the vitamin D3, I think comes from an animal source. But the vitamin D2 comes from a plant source. But they say the vitamin D3 is better from all the research that I've done and read the reviews, you know, from different people. But anyway, that's all I have for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I pray it was informative, and I want you guys to be encouraged. Those of you who are going through healthcare issues or what have you, be encouraged and just keep going. Stay consistent. Don't give up, because it's so easy to get depressed. It's very easy with all this stuff. But guys, don't allow those negative thoughts to come in and consume you, that it's not going to get better, because it will. It will. It just take time. It does take time. And the biggest thing I can tell you is just be consistent. If you can journal your progress, you know, journal, write down what's going on, and you know what's going to happen in time. What happened to me is that as I started feeling better, I wasn't as consistent with my journaling, but I've been consistent with my supplementation. I have been very consistent with that. So you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. Thank you for tuning in. I pray that this video was helpful to you, and you know, just be encouraged. Thank you for watching.